Everyone says cash is king, but nobody tells you when the king starts holding you back. Having no cash is obviously bad. One emergency and you're on a credit card. But having too much cash is also bad, because every dollar sitting in a low-interest account is a dollar not growing, not compounding, not buying assets for you. So the real question isn't, should I have cash? The real question is, how much cash is enough to keep me safe and how much cash is too much because it's slowing me down? That's what we're doing in this video. I'm going to give you a simple way to find your cash ceiling, show you when it makes sense to pile up more, and when you should stop hoarding and start investing or paying debt. We're going to think in layers, so it's easy to follow. Let's start with why cash is good at all. Cash does 3 jobs really well. Job 1, it protects you from bad timing. If you have cash, a flat tire, a vet bill, or a surprise trip to help family doesn't go on a 24% credit card. Job 2, it protects you from job loss or income dips. If you have 2 or 3 months of expenses in cash, you can breathe and look for the right job, not the first job. Job 3, it lets you move fast. If a good deal shows up, you can say yes. Those are the good reasons to hold cash. Safety, stability, speed. That's the positive side. Now for the negative side. Cash is bad at 3 things. 1, it does not grow. If your savings account pays 1 to 4% and inflation is 3 to 4%, you are at best staying flat, at worst going backwards. 2, cash makes you feel safe, so you delay investing forever. I'll invest when I hit 10K, when I hit 20K, when I hit 30K. Then 5 years pass and you still don't have an investment portfolio. 3, cash is very easy to spend. The more you have in checking, the more likely you are to say, well, I have it, so I'll get it. So you want enough to be safe, but not so much that you get stuck. How do we do that? We use a 3-layer model. Layer 1 is everyday cash. Layer 2 is emergency cash. Layer 3 is strategic cash. Anything above layer 3 is too much and needs a job. Let's define them. Layer 1, everyday cash. This is the money you actually use. Groceries, gas, phone, small bills, normal life. For most people, this is 1 month of expenses in checking, maybe a month and a half if your income is irregular. If your monthly expenses are $3,000, everyday cash can be $3,000 to $4,500. That's it. If you are holding $9,000 in checking and your monthly spending is $3,000, $6,000 of that is just sitting there asking to be spent. So, layer 1, 1 to 1.5 months in checking. Layer 2, emergency cash. This is the classic emergency fund. For most people with a stable job and no kids, 1 to 3 months in a savings account is plenty. For people with kids, a single income or very high rent or mortgage, 3 to 6 months makes more sense. So, if we take that same $3,000 a month example, emergency cash is anywhere from $3,000 to $18,000 depending on your risk. Low risk life, $3K to $6K. Medium risk, $6K to $9K. High risk, $9K to $18K. This money can sit in a high-yield savings or money market, not in your checking. You're not supposed to see it every day. Layer 3, strategic cash. This is cash you are holding on purpose for something in the next 3 to 18 months. Down payment, car replacement, moving, maternity leave, tuition, a planned break from work. This cash is not too much cash, it's cash with a job. If you're saving $20,000 for a house and you're going to use it this year, that's not a problem. That's good planning. The problem is cash with no job. So here's your rule of thumb. Everyday cash plus emergency cash plus strategic cash equal good. Everything above that equals too much. How do you know you're above it? A couple of signals. First signal, you've been at the same cash number for 6 months or more, and you're still telling yourself, I'll invest once I hit X, but you never invest. That's fear, not planning. Second signal, you have high interest debt and more than 3 months of expenses in cash. That's backwards. you're earning 3% in savings and paying 20% on a card. Third signal, you have more than 12 months of expenses in cash and no short-term goal. Unless you are in an extremely unstable job, that's too much. Let's do some concrete examples. Example 1. Single, renting, stable job, no kids, spends $2,500 a month. Layer 1, $2,500 in checking. Layer 2, $5,000 in emergency, 2 months. Total good cash, $7,500. If this person has $15,000 in cash, $7,500 of it is probably too much and should be going to investing or debt. Example 2, couple, 1 income, 2 kids, mortgage, spends $5,000 a month. Higher risk. Layer 1, $5,000 in checking. Layer 2, $10,000 to $15,000 in emergency, 2-3 months at least, maybe 6. Total good cash, $15,000 to $20,000. If this person is holding $35,000 in cash with no planned expense, that's too much. Some of that should be working. Example 3. You are buying a house in 8 months and you need $30,000 for the down payment. You can absolutely sit on $30,000 cash. That's not too much. That's, I don't want stock market volatility to ruin my house plan. Context matters. Now the big objection. But I like having a lot of cash. It makes me feel safe. That's real. Money is emotional. If you grew up poor, if you saw layoffs, if you had to borrow a lot in the past, cash in the bank is peace. I'm not telling you to delete peace. I'm telling you to name it. Say, I am holding an extra $3,000 because it helps me sleep. Once you name it, you stop pretending you're doing it for math reasons. Then you can decide how far you want to go. Maybe you keep an extra month. Fine. But don't let I like seeing a big number stop you from ever investing. Because here's the core math. Cash protects you today. Investments protect you 10 years from now. If you only ever protect today, you will always be starting over. Now, how do you move from too much cash to cash plus growth without freaking out? You phase it. Step 1. Set your cash target using the 3 layers. Step 2. Calculate how much extra you have above that target. Step 3. Move 25 to 50% of the extra into investing now and move the rest slowly over the next few months. Example, you decide your good cash number is $12,000. You currently have $20,000. That's $8,000 extra. You can move $3,000 or $4,000 into your investment account today, auto-invest it into your ETF core, and then move $500 a month for 8 months. You don't have to dump it all at once. You just have to start. Another thing people forget, sometimes too much cash is really too high fixed expenses. If you feel like you need 6 months of cash to feel okay, it might be because your monthly burn is too high. If you can bring your burn from $4,500 down to $3,500, suddenly $10,000 covers almost 3 months instead of 2. So cutting expenses can make your existing cash feel bigger. That's another lever. Now, let's talk about when it actually makes sense to hold extra cash. There are 4 good reasons. 1. Uncertain income. You're a contractor, freelancer, seasonal, or in an industry that's shaky. 2. Big purchase soon. House, car, wedding, baby. You don't want to invest what you'll need in 6 months. 3. Bad market, plus you're about to lose your job. Liquidity is better than squeezing everything into volatile assets. 4. You need emotional runway. You're about to quit, move countries, or change careers. Extra cash buys you time. All of those are valid. If your situation is not one of those, you probably don't need 20K just sitting there. Let's compare 2 people so you hear the difference. Person A has $25,000 in cash, earns 4% on it, so about $1,000 a year before tax. Person B keeps $10,000 in cash and invests $15,000 in a broad ETF earning 7% on average. That $15,000 makes about $1,050 in year 1. About the same as person A, but next year person B makes 7% on $16,000-ish. Person A still makes 4% on $25,000. Over 5 to 10 years, person B pulls way ahead. Why? Because they let some of the money work. Holding too much cash feels good now, but costs you later. So the real answer to how much cash is too much cash is this. It's too much when the extra cash is doing nothing and your future is unfunded. If you don't have investments, if you're not putting money into retirement accounts, if you still have high interest debt, but you have 15K in a savings account just in case, that's too much. Keep 3 to 6 months, put the rest to work. If you do have investments, if your retirement contributions are on auto, if your debt is low, and you also have 6 months of cash because you like sleeping at night, that's fine. You earned the right to hold more cash. Final framework, so you can say it in your video. Step 1. Find your monthly spending. Step 2. Put 1 month in checking. Step 3. Add 1 to 5 months in savings depending on your risk. Step 4. Add any short-term goal cash. Step 5. Everything above that goes to investing or debt. That's the whole system. Cash for safety, investing for growth. Not all cash. Not all investing. The mix that actually gets you rich. This is compound state. We don't hoard forever. We protect the downside, then we build.